Hello there. So if you follow me on social media, it won't have escaped you that I was once a fairly average endurance runner who then took up weightlifting the last couple of years. And this year, with the help of my coach and an amazing gym that I belong to, I've really gone on to a place where I've made what I consider to be major gains, both with the size and shape of my body and with the number of kilograms that I'm capable of lifting now, compared to where I started at. And I get to do this with my arms every now and then, and not feel like I'm kind of holding twiglets in the air. One of the major challenges I find that I have with the sort of greater demands that I place upon my body is that of recovery and maximizing the gains that are made in the gym. Especially given that I'm now in my late 40s, recovery is definitely not as fast as it once was. That's for sure. I do my best to eat healthily. I supplement well and diligently. I work on my own sleep being deep and regular, and plenty more besides. Importantly, though, I also dedicate time to my own psychological well-being and use my mindset and self-hypnosis understanding, research, and so on to aid my recovery and maximize the gains I make, which I found to have a major impact upon me. With my running, I regularly used self-hypnosis to advance and enhance recovery, and I wrote about that a great deal. In the past sort of couple of years or so, in particular, though, as well as learning from and studying the behaviors and habits of amazing weightlifters who will drink protein shakes, take certain supplements, sleep well, and eat healthily, all as I described earlier as part of my own regimen, with regards to helping the body recover, I naturally became interested in ways that my mind could help, and started to examine the evidence and the research with regards to applying self-hypnosis. And you guessed it, there's virtually nothing directly supporting this application that I'm sharing here today. However, there are many evidence-based principles that support most of what's involved with the processes that I'm sharing here today. Self-hypnosis has been shown to be able to alter body temperature. It can advance immune functioning. There's a large body of evidence for self-hypnosis to relieve pain, to speed up healing, even to oxygenate the blood and to mobilize blood flow, all of which can contribute, at least potentially, to the advancement of recovery following weight training or any rigorous exercise, to be honest. So I initially looked at using placebo and creating kind of hypnotic tablet and performance enhancing drugs to administer in conjunction with hypnosis. And I've done that a few times. But the process I've mostly been using and gradually honing and tweaking into a kind of central part of my post-gym workout ritual involves a number of quite simple components. Prior to starting, so I'm going to run through some steps in a moment. Prior to starting, just create and put together a positive cognition. Either put it in writing or have it sort of fresh and in your mind, at the forefront of your mind. A positive cognition, or an affirmation, or just a kind of good positive suggestion that you can repeat to yourself later on within this process. Something that's worded in the present tense, is positively focused upon what you want, and is something that you consider to be motivating. So, for example, I am stronger and stronger. My muscles are growing healthily bigger. I am fitter and fitter. I feel and am healthier and healthier. Any one of these kinds of ideas, quite simple. Then, with that in mind, or written down, as I said, you can get started. And step one is that you induce hypnosis, and you can do so by any means that you know of or choose. You can use the process in my Science of Self-Hypnosis book. You can Google and download my free self-hypnosis roadmap, or watch my video on my YouTube channel that offers a free 20-minute crash course. I'll make sure there are links to those resources on this page somewhere. So you induce hypnosis and importantly, adopt a hypnotic mindset. If you're unsure of that, again, there's a free video detailing it and explaining it on my YouTube channel. So once you've induced a hypnotic mindset and are engaged in the process of self-hypnosis, the second step is to go deeper. Those words are a little bit of a red herring, but that is absorb yourself in the hypnosis process further. And the way in which we're going to do it with this particular technique is by being mindful and tuning into the body. And there's a number of reasons for doing that. It's very pertinent to this type of session to be very self-aware of your physiology, seeing as your physiology is at the heart of what we're doing here. So you begin by being aware of your entire body as one, from the top of your head all the way down to your fingertips and the tips of your toes, and just be aware of your entire body and watch it. And as you breathe, don't try to change anything. Don't try to stop anything from changing. Just appreciate the fact that sometimes things change all by themselves when you watch them, and that's okay. And just spend a few moments embracing what's happening within you. And don't resist or fight anything. Just be passive, a detached observer, and take plenty of time. Be patient. Certainly take more time than it's taking me to explain. And be contented to notice what you notice, feel what you feel, tune in to your breathing at the same time. Notice the sensations of your breathing. Notice your tummy as it rises and falls as you inhale and exhale. Notice your chest expand and relax. Again, don't try to change the breathing. Don't try to stop it from changing. Just be a passive observer. Just watch yourself. Let your body do the breathing. Just observe it. As if you were watching a bird on a tree, or as if you're watching someone else's breathing, or as if you're watching a well-maintained machine of some kind. Just kind of ticking over. And when you're truly tuned into your breathing and aware of your body in its entirety, then you move on to the next step and just kind of get and be comfortably absorbed in the feelings of the body in that moment, and turn your attention to the sensations in your arms, your legs, your chest, your tummy, your head, everywhere else, just kind of bit by bit, and part by part. And as you focus on each area, let your awareness spread over the surface of your skin, deep into the muscles, even into the bones and joints. And with each breath, let your breath kind of pull your awareness into those parts of your body. Let your mind just kind of be patiently absorbed in the smallest feelings. And once you kind of spread and let your awareness rest through the entire body and breathing, then you move on to the next step. And the third step is that you seek to oxygenate the blood. Okay, that's your aim. And so imagine watching the air coming into your mouth or nose, and observe the air and imagine it coming in and moving through your system. So that is, you might imagine that it has qualities that you can observe, minute oxygen bubbles or light or color or sound, a sensation. Just watch it coming in through your nose and follow each breath moving down through your throat, your windpipe, and then branching out into the smaller air tubes, the bronchi, going into the direction of your lungs, and then via a network of thousands of smaller airways called the bronchioles. The air then reaches the alveoli in the lungs, and just continue to follow and imagine the journey of the air. And tell yourself that as you imagine it, you're deeper hypnotized, you're more focused, you're more responsive. Just kind of assume that that's happening as you really engage yourself in that process. And as the air arrives at the alveoli, just imagine and notice and know, kind of make it your reality that the oxygen sticks to it and is removed from the air, and that the oxygen then moves into the blood vessels and oxygenates the blood. And start to imagine that you're extracting more and more oxygen from each breath of air until you are, efficiently and effectively absorbing and extracting all the oxygen possible from each breath of air that you breathe in. And just watch as more and more oxygen increasingly is absorbed into your system in a healthy, beneficial way. Imagine that the increased oxygen traveling through the capillaries and into the red blood cells is being moved more effectively. It's being moved in a comfortable and efficient manner, not necessarily being distributed quicker. But your red blood cells are brimming over with oxygen that enrich the body and arrive at the organs and, importantly, the muscles to fuel them with more natural ease, and really making it easier and easier to use more effort in a more effective fashion later on. So as this is happening and your body has this abundance of oxygen, really oxygenating, as it's becoming more effective at using the oxygen as well, so it transports away carbon dioxide and waste products more effectively. It seems as if, and you've got to really engage your imagination and just know it to be your reality, that the muscles expend energy and omit the waste product of carbon dioxide, and the red blood cells are also capable of removing more of it with each exhalation, like your system is cleaning itself, renewing more easily. And you might consider tuning into the areas of the body that have been worked the hardest and mobilize the blood flow to those areas most in need, focusing on the muscles that were used the most during your workout, and imagine oxygen being healthily transported to those muscles in particular, so that they are soothing, they're healing, and of course cleansing and removing more of the waste products. And you find that the body's removal of waste products is more and more effective as you imagine it to be so. And once you've spent a good period of time doing this really thoroughly, and again, spending plenty of time on it, you move on to step 4. And step 4 is where we kind of promote healing and we promote growth. If healing and growth were a color, think about what color is that for you. If healing and growth were a sound, what sound is that for you? If healing and growth were a feeling, what sensation is that specifically? And just imagine that color, that sound, that feeling spreading through the body, rejuvenating, healing, and aiding the recovery of the body. And zone in on and focus upon the muscles that you exercised in your recent workout. Imagine those muscles growing, developing, becoming healthier as the color, the sound, the feeling arrives in those areas. And imagine, the light, the sound, the feeling, they're all kind of feeding and fueling the muscles, energizing them, filling them with health, with vitality and well-being. And at the same time, as this color, sound, feelings arrive within all of the vital organs, imagine them also getting healthier and working more efficiently, more effectively. The heart, the lungs, kidneys, livers, the liver, and so on, all healthier, all fitter as a result of that. So and once you've done that thoroughly as well, then step 5, the next step, is that you repeat your positive cognition to yourself. So this is the one that you created prior to starting with the hypnosis session. I am healthier, fitter, stronger, for example. And it's important that you say the words to yourself like you really mean them. Say them in a way that's undeniably convincing and like you believe them to be true. Don't kind of ruminate about whether they feel true or not. Just tell yourself that whenever you repeat these words outside of hypnosis, they continue the effects. And spend some time imagining those words echoing, resonating repeatedly within you, and repeating them to yourself with meaning. And you move on to the next step. And step 6 is a kind of post-hypnotic suggestion where you tell yourself that as a result of this session, you're getting stronger, you're getting fitter, you're getting healthier, that your muscles are growing. And importantly, tell yourself and convince yourself, that the usual recovery benefits of sleep and nutrition are multiplied as a result of these sessions, this self-hypnosis that you're doing. And that is your nutrition, your sleep, your rest, all produce even greater health benefits to you. And be assured of that, and move on to the next steps. And It's important that you do consider then taking some important action with regards to doing what you can to support those suggestions, having good nutrition, doing what you can to advance your sleep hygiene and the quality of your sleep and so on. So the penultimate step, step 7, to start rounding this up, is that you engage in some progressive relaxation while you think about the muscles that you've exercised. Engage in some progressive relaxation while you continue to imagine the body is growing and healing. And you can do this in a wide number of different ways. You can imagine spreading a color through your body, one muscle at a time. You can imagine light or heat spreading through you, relaxing you. You can imagine that you're a rag doll and your muscles are loose and limp and dormant. You could imagine a soothing heat source that spreads throughout you, or like you are sitting in a warm bath. And there's many other ways to use progressive relaxation. Just kind of use whatever process you know of and perhaps you're familiar with and find the most enjoyable to really deeply relax and allow your body some relaxation. And once you've relaxed the entire body, you move on to the final step, step 8, which is to exit hypnosis. If you use my own protocol as demonstrated in the Science of Self-Hypnosis book, then just count yourself up and out from 1 through to 5. Otherwise, open your eyes, wiggle your toes and fingers, and get yourself oriented to the place that you're in. And now you want to practice this process once or ideally twice a day for a couple of weeks, but then importantly incorporate it, make it part of your post-workout routine, following your workouts, and believe in what you are doing, believe in the effect, and you'll increase the results that you're getting, and you'll be maximizing your gains for sure. It's really a neglected area, the psychology and its ability to influence your body and your physiology. If you can't do it directly after your gym workouts, then consider doing it as a way, of preparing for sleep. When you go to bed in the evenings, I'm doing this for sort of 10-15 minutes before you go to sleep. And that's it. Enjoy that process. I look forward to hearing of your progress. Do subscribe to this channel to get notifications of my latest videos as they happen. Do go visit my college website for details of our upcoming classroom-based courses and all of our online courses on hypnotherapy and self-hypnosis. And I send you my very best wishes. Goodbye for now.